Before we start, let me say this first. Yes, I did it before, but I want to say some few things why this time is different. Assalamu alaikum, my dear creatives. My name is Razial. You can call me Raz. I have to say thank you for your engagement with my last two shorts. I admit I kinda broke my plan a bit when it comes to uploading due to few things and events that are getting in the way. Time to tell you why I made this new persona and what makes me believe this is the one instead of the old ones. For starters, I want to bring up the old ones and what I have learned as I keep trying with them over the past few years. Let's start with a very old one from the very beginning of the channel. The very old one from the start of the video before I changed my name. Very close friends and very few people might remember her. To some, she might look fine, but every time I try to draw her along with the intro, I just realized she isn't really my thing, or she is not near anywhere close to me, and how black usually very hard to shade. Not to mention her look is literally a part of Organization 13. I'm sorry. Even her backstory doesn't even match anything, does not make any sense. It doesn't really match what I'm going with. So I did at some point wanted to cosplay her at some point. Unfortunately, I realized she isn't anything like me, so I gave up. Back then, when I had my old name, it wasn't really clicking. Not to mention back then I wanted to go full professional mood, but it was obvious that I did not have enough in me back then to call myself professional. Up to the next one. The second one was heavily inspired by Splatoon. Not to mention she was acting very childly. Although I did my best to give her a cool backstory and I did love it back then. Unfortunately, not many people like the idea of calling our religion right now, Islam, Hindi, Christian, Buddhism, all kind of religions that we go by nowadays. They did not like the idea of calling them the old ones, like old religion, and we call whoever we worship old god or old gods. The point of that was her backstory take place in the year of 50XY. Very, very, very far away. So the idea was in the very, very far future, there is a new religion and they call it the new one, and their new god is literally a god they can see. I don't know what I did put in there. Maybe the god was a sci-fi like monster or an actual god you can see and feel and whatever. It was a very old backstory. I did like it back then, but I can see why not many people are so keen into it, which is not bad, but the more I try to write it, the more plot holes start to show up and it's hard to connect the dots and whatnot, so I kind of gave up. Also, not to mention, she is literally a Splatoon lookalike, so yeah. Then I made two more who are literally a Soul Reaver wannabes. I was literally heavily into that game and I felt like it fit me back then. And the whole Reaver thing, it also fit me because I was so into old cartoons, old shows, old movies and whatnot. As you can see, I even into very old IPs that's still going, as you can see, and I love to revive old stuff even though it's been cancelled and whatnot. What's funny is that I did have the Soul Reaver game, like part of the intro play as my intro, which for some reason it got #1 in the search, which I have to admit it did kind of piss me off, but at the same time I'm kind of grateful because it did at least revive my channel, but at the same time it felt like it doesn't fit me at all. Not only that I'm not gothic girly enough and not have enough darkness in me to fit in with the soul reaver genre, and I had to give up on it, but I cannot, like, I don't regret it fully because the name Razial just stuck with me and I kept it, so I use it for something else. And now finally to Raz the Creative. Sadly, I did not draw enough of her as I hoped. Why? For starters, the hat part, you know, that long part with bells on it, it was starting to get pain to draw half of the time. And now I have to admit that a lot of people start to confuse her for knights, which I have to admit it was very awkward to explain people that she is not knight, and it felt mean to correct them because they just here admiring, and I don't know, it felt very icky to correct them and felt like I'm entitled. Even though I was apologizing and I tried to be nice, it left such an ick in me, so I kinda gave up and tried something new. Also, not to mention that I feel like I'm growing out of Raz the Creative for some reason. I know this sounds weird, but sometimes I feel like once you get better, sometimes the thing you used to draw doesn't feel right anymore. So that's why I start a new one. Now, some people did ask me where all my old personas go, or where they going at least. And aka the Organization 13 lookalike will be in the future comic as an OC, but I cannot tell if she's gonna be within my new OC or somewhere else, but I will let you know. As for my NO606 aka number 606, the Splatoon lookalike, have been already transformed into another OC and be used in another project, which I'm gonna release later on. The two Soul Reaver personas might have a new purpose in the near future, maybe some kind of OCs I might use in other comics or might use them for a game or whatnot, but I'll see what I can do. And finally, Raz the Creative will unfortunately turn into Knight's OC, but she will be an OC narrator kind of way. What does that mean? It means she exists, but she only watches the madness and just stand there or something. So far, this idea is just a beta until I figure out what I do later, or until I refresh my memory about the game and the lore and whatnot, until another idea come up. I'm not the type who throw away OCs and let them rot. If I truly have no other way to rebuild them or find a way to fit them in, I might offer them for adoption, which reminds me that yes, I have new OCs that are open if you are interested to give it a go. And yes, so far this is the full line at the moment if you are interested to buy them. Not to mention that the giveaway is still going. Don't forget to subscribe, like and comment to get into the giveaway, and I will explain at the end of the video. Now, who is this new persona and what makes her so special than the others? For starters, her name is Rox. Yes, Rox is her last name. Her full name is Razimoto, but she hides it to protect her identity. Yes, not the smartest nickname, but she stuck with it because it just, I don't know, she liked it, so she got along with it. Now, what makes her very different from the other personas is that she is self-aware about her existence as a fictional character and was made as a mascot. She isn't really upset about it since we both are lookalike, like me and her. I might use her here and there for my own silly stuff, but she is also her own person, which means she is also a separate person from me. I know it's a bit confusing, but you don't have to worry about that information later on, because you might see her going through her own adventures in the future comics and art if I have the chance to make them one day. And because she is self-aware, her self-awareness helps her to be more relaxed about her being a fictional character. Because of her self-awareness of her being a fictional character, it helps her to hop between dimensions of fiction. You can say she can pop up in your own AUs, your own TV show, your own movies, your favorite TV show, your favorite movie, games, etc., etc. Now, I have to admit that I feel like there will be someone out there who gonna bring up the argument of this is a lazy form of self-insert. I understand from your perspective that this is silly and nobody really gonna make a big deal out of this being a self-insert or not, but you don't know. I don't know what people are doing nowadays. So far people are trying to rage bait about anything. So in case someone in the near future decided to make a rage bait or try to make a big deal out of my persona being a self-insert, just ignore them and just go with your day, because if I not make a big deal out of it, why you have to care, That's about it. I apologize for bringing that up. Let's continue. Her appearance is just the things I love to draw, but her legs is something new I attempted to change, and I love how it turned out. I gave her some kind of hand-like feet, although I wanted to make it more like a long lizard feet, and I wanted to do like that one artist lizard girl feet where I unfortunately cannot find it, although it will be much easier to show you than try to explain it, but hopefully one day it will come up again. In short, I do like drawing long ears, different color eyes, long hair, long tail, silly legs, and finally a lot of purples. She meant to be a silly space gremlin goblin who travel around and make friends. Speaking of making friends, every universe she go to, her body and abilities is unfortunately controlled by the rules of such dimension or universe she go to, but also it depends on how much room it give her to sneak in and hide, or to fit in and blend in case she felt threatened or whatnot. It's a very long story on how she used her ability to blend in and how try not to get in trouble and whatnot. I understand her design is too simple to spend all October on her, but I believe I made the right call about that, because due October, while in October there was a lot of events, a lot of here and there, a lot of art challenges in the way, not to mention I was testing and trying and collecting stuff, like collecting the colors, the things. I'm sorry, what I'm trying to say is that I was doing some kind of mood board like other artists was doing, like if you're having art block or whatnot, or you're trying to have aesthetic or a theme you're trying to follow and whatnot. And that's what I did. I simply collect all the things that I like, and it turns out I like space, I like sparkly things, I like purple a lot, all kind of purple, warm, cold, and sparkly purple. I love stars themes, and no wonder, space and whatnot. I like gremlins for some reason. I like goblins, but it seems like I have specific kind of goblins. I love long feet for some reason, and I mean like from artistic perspective. They do not take this out of context. So yeah, it turns out I just drawn her with all that information I collected with. That's all I have for now, and I wish I can talk more about her, but I feel like if I drawn her in a silly comic, like episodic comic, maybe that explain more about her more. So without further ado, that's about it. If you have any question about her, feel free to ask. I'll do my best to answer as soon as possible. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and to get in the giveaway as well. And don't forget to share this video with your friends as well. Also, I will try to make more videos soon because I feel like I've been being a bit lazier, but due to the future events, I might struggle a bit here and there, but I'll try my best. So yeah, without further ado, bye bye, be safe out there and take care.